harp music, like.
So not like gentle waking up music.
No,
super
it's like
intense.
Flight of the Bumblebee, but more badass.
Nice.
Everyone can make a
Like
perception
Flight of the
check.
Valkyries.
Valen's been
Yes.
awake for 3 hours.
That's what it is. Like she is. It's intense.
Make a perception check, everyone but Calliope.
Boom.
Swift Eye, you're gonna notice. I forget what the AC is on that.
Can you roll for me? I'm getting a beer.
Automatic failure.
Oh no!
What did I say? Perception, skills that pay the bills. You know what? I'm gonna give you advantage on this. Perception. Good thing, because you sucked.
Oh no!
There we go. Alright, Barrick's gonna notice too.
Nice.
Oh, it's an epic performance of epicness.
It is. She feels very inspired by her dream.
Who's
Is
that? Is that over there?
Did I make it a little, did I make it a 20? Is what the thing was? Yeah. So, all of you seem to notice not only Calliope playing, but there seems to be almost a accompaniment underlying of what seems to be 6 different instruments. Swift Eye, you kind of glance in her direction and you see like a flash of hazy individuals in your blackness. Barrick, you look over and you can see 6 spectral bodies kind of playing beside her. And as soon as you catch their vision and look, they just kind of fade away, but the music still continues to play.
Are you sure you trust that harp of yours, Calliope?
This harp is my destiny. I am this harp's destiny.
All right then.
You feel pretty confident that Barrick, yeah, you would have definitely seen. They seem to be familiar to you. They looked like the entities that you first encountered before they became a husk of themselves.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep my eye on it.
I keep my
Suspiciously.
eye on you, baby. From behind you all, Tozu's gonna walk up and be like, "Oi! It's a bit early for that, don't you think?" Oh, and your thing's gonna go bloop and drop off.
It's never too early for destiny.
So, I think we agreed on some money and an epic song that you seem to be practicing for. To my guidance to Seaside is 400 gold, I believe.
Is that what we decided?
Yeah, that's
that
the
was the
actual amount
price.
I had to look.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Calliope says, all right, 400 gold when we get there. Epic song while we travel.
Excellent. Well, I know of, well, there's many trees around Sisa itself, but I recall a couple. Where do y'all want to come in at?
Hey, Tozu,
Yes?
what do you do with your life?
Well, just a moment ago I was bearing a horse.
Sure.
But, well, for some time, well, they called me the village idiot, remember? In that blasted-ass town.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I thought that was the farrier.
No, he's an idiot, I say. Frickin'
What do you-
farrier.
What
Bear
do you
doesn't
believe
disagree.
in?
Well, I guess I believe in the plants and the trees and,
I mean, you seem to like you hate them.
I mean,
You kind of seem like you hate the horses, too.
the key is to hate everyone just about equally. But the plants, they're a little bit above you.
See, here's the thing. We're on a quest to save the world.
There's an epic ballad playing behind you at the moment.
She pokes a thumb over her shoulder at Calliope.
Barrick's gonna cough. Be cool.
And see, here's the thing.
Aha.
You're asking for money,
Yep.
which is great and all.
And an epic song.
Yeah. You could have your own epic song, or you could be part of the epic song about how we saved the world.
And we get money. I think this is genius. I like you.
Oh, so you don't want to be a part of the epic song about saving the world. You just want your own dinky song about yourself.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you can tell, but don't really come from money. And well, it'd be nice to have my own little shop one day where I could sell, I don't know, herbs and spices and whatnot.
Oh, where would you open that up?
In a world that's destroyed.
Well, not if y'all
In a
are as
world.
good as you say you are. I don't know. I settle down in a quite little place. Haven't quite decided.
Oh, wait. Hang on. Everybody hang on just a second. So, we're talking about going to Cisa.
Yep.
But do we think Miravos is in Cisa?
I'm pretty sure he is.
So, hang on. Alright, we go to Cisa. We run into Miravos. We fight Miravos. We don't have all the relics.
Who's missing a relic? Who doesn't have a relic?
This is literally what I said last night.
But then, like,
This is the first time I've heard it.
Oh my gosh.
Swift Eye, you don't have a relic.
I do not have a
Frederick.
relic.
Valoran just rubs her temples.
Frederick doesn't have a relic. And we
Frederick
think
is
one of the
just
relics
looking
is
at a
in
horse.
Cisa, but one of the relics is west of the rivers. Our epic song is going to be far less epic if it's about the 6 heroes who gathered the 5 relics and then fought the big bad guy.
And died.
That sounds pretty shitty, if you ask me. I don't
So
make
we
the
need-
songs, though.
So Tozu, forget Cisa for a second.
Okay. Forgotten.
Excellent.
Oh, by the moon bow.
We need you to take us west of the rivers.
West of which? Of what river?
Whichever river you think is most likely to have a relic west of it.
It's west of the farthest river.
Swift Eye is going to point to north, and then she'll point into the west, and she'll say,
Well, and he kind of kicks the dirt. Well, to be honest, farthest I've ever been was, yeah, a little place called Udorgun.
What?
Udorgun.
God bless you.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's, well, it's just, well, to be honest, it's not very far past Caesar. I've spent most of my life up, in the mountains and walking around and talking to the plants and such. I spent some time in Caesar studying. I got to know some of the monks, and I lived in the slums for a bit. But well, that's really as far west as I've been.
Do we have a map? Who has a map? Anybody have a map?
I conjure a map using minor illusion.
It's a pretty sweet map.
That's not a real map.
Share.
Calliope looks kind of impressed. Is this thing accurate?
She just gets an eyebrow raised at her.
You get the feeling like this is the city he's talking about, but he's got a really thick accent.
You
Well-
doggy.
We're way up here. Oh shit.
If we make it to you doggy,
Yeah,
You
you
perhaps
got
we
it.
can
She's got it.
have a ferry or ferry us to Palaloma.
You
The
mean
other
a ferry? You mean a ferryman?
That's rather sexist.
There could be
Well-
fairy women.
I
That's
bet.
why farrier works just better.
Don't they make the horseshoes?
I bet it's
Oh
in
my God.
Zarala.
That's farrier with an E.
No,
Ah,
This is
no,
a farrier with an A.
I don't know your comments.
It's past. It's. Doesn't matter.
West of the rivers, right?
Well,
If I
I
were
mean,
talking about west of the rivers, I would be talking
No,
about
it's-
this 3-river fork.
It's west past the farthest river.
well,
That's what my research told me.
Well,
God,
that
yeah.
only makes sense if the Earth is flat.
God.
Yeah, because west eventually would become east again.
Is
I mean,
this Earth not flat?
So should we
What's-
just head back to Puss?
What's this pond thing
what?
between like by trade? There's like a pond there. That looks kind of mysterious.
Looks like a pond to me.
All right, so Valoran, you're saying west of the furthest river. So
As far as I know, but I found one line in one book after about 5 years of research.
yeah, so you were destined to find that one line in that one book.
Sure. But I also wasn't really looking specifically for that. I was sort of looking for all kinds of stuff, and I happened to find that one line. If we maybe spent, I don't know, like a year researching just that one relic, we could probably figure out a little bit more.
That's not how destiny works.
So, perhaps, okay. So, how
Puss?
many of you are from Sisa?
Calliope raises her hand.
I
How
will
many-
also no. Am I from Sisa? I don't remember.
How many of you are familiar with
Swift-Eye raises her hand.
the chains?
Yeah, I'm from Sisa. Hands up. Oh wait, I put my
Hi.
hands down at the chains thing.
Wait, hold on a second.
Am I
Hold on a
familiar
second.
with the chains?
I would
What
like
can we roll?
to keep a straight face. Nice.
I mean, you feel pretty confident. You've got a pretty straight face.
What's my passive perception or passive insight? Oh, only 16. All right.
Valoran says, "What are the chains? What chains?"
What kind of check to know if we were to
Yeah.
see if we know the chains?
I mean, Tozu, I'm pretty sure we know what a chain is.
you can make a I gotta look at the skills.
Survival.
We never used survival.
Performance.
History.
We should have.
I
a
was
plus
gonna
five.
say history. So do a history check.
Medicine. got
Calliope,
7.
you have heard of them. Barrick, the name is familiar, but it's
Yeah.
early. It's only 8.
Yep.
It's hard to remember. Swift Eye, you've definitely heard of them.
Yes, I raised my hand.
So so he takes a stick off the ground and he etches in the sand some kind of shorthand scribbles.
Is it Thieves' Cant?
It totally is.
Fuck, what does it say?
It says, "The elf stinks," and he looks right at you.
Ah, Tozu.
That's what I thought.
Gotcha.
So here's the thing. If you need to get in the city, there'd be ways of sneaking in.
Wait, what city? Are we talking about Sisa still?
Sisa. So, I mean, it's up to you. I know many of a tree, some of which are in nice hidden areas. Others, if you want to be open, I could get you there. If not, I guess I'm willing to go wherever the money follows.
Well, I mean, Harm basically told us that Cisa's the worst place to go right now.
If we go.
That's kind of what I was trying to say yesterday.
You guys, Sisa's where our climax is going to happen, and it's going to be a far more satisfying climax
is
if we all
gross.
have our relics.
But maybe we can have like a mini climax. Like a pre-climax.
Wait, is that the part where we fight Miraboss without all the relics and we
No,
die?
we just
is that
we
is
just
that your
we just sneak
climax?
around Miraboss and we try to find out where more information about where the other relic is.
In the fictional stories I've read, the pre-climax always ends with the heroes getting their asses kicked.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to get my asses kicked, and sometimes people die in that pre-climax.
You gotta have an
Ever
act
think
2
about
before
that?
you have an act 3.
It might be
What?
Tozu.
What are we? No, Tozu. How are we at sneak? How good are we at sneaking?
I'm all right.
Tozu just vanished behind a tree.
I'm
What
all right.
if we
Swift Eye is gonna try to mimic that.
But I mean,
all right,
we
how about
have to go to
pretty good.
Sisa.
how about we go outside of Sisa, right? So we're not in the city, and we'll send our sneaky people in to
Oh.
find more information on where this last relic is, because if there is information about that, where else would it be?
So, what kind of chains are you talking about, Tozu, and why would these said chains, be a problem? Tozu.
Crazy, I be looking at you too. I see.
Is he with us, or is he just somewhere talking?
No, he's
to
just
himself?
shouting from. It's like a whisper behind a tree.
I mean, what do they have to do with Sisa and our journey?
This one is either dumb or really dumb.
Yep,
And he just
yep,
kind of
that's
walks
me.
out. The chains are a bit of an underground guild, if you will, that I have been known to accompany from time to time. It pays quite well, if you know what I mean.
Do I believe him? Natural 20.
Whew.
Yeah, you do. He's not lying. He may not be like he's trying to skirt around really saying that he's a part of the chains, but you don't think he's lying at all. But I spent some time in their company, and well, they are people you can trust. Maybe not with your wallet, but they're people you can trust.
If we head back to Sisa, we will need to be careful. Or it sounds like all of our faces are known. And disguise may be in order.
Speak plainly. Who are these people that we can trust? We barely trust you. We know you, but we're also hiring you. Why would we trust some random person that...
It's probably why you'll stay alive.
If we
Yeah.
do make it Sisa, I know that there's always room in the Monkery. And Monkerdu is a scholar of the ancient ways.
I trust your people, Swift Eye. I don't trust Tozu as far as I can throw him, and I can't throw him far.
That's pretty sad. I'm pretty small.
Sisa is also the home of my order. But we should stay far away from them, as the followers of Pella are targeted. At least currently.
So we're gonna have to go to Sisa at some point. But if we go to
Maybe
Sisa
climax.
now, then we're gonna have to go west of the rivers and then back to Sisa.
We can take a ship from Sisa. We could
Oh.
have a ship adventure. With pirates and sea
Calliope,
monsters.
like her eyes get really big. I've always wanted to be a pirate.
I mean, the
I could
chains
just
do
teleport
have
us.
some connections.
To a pirate ship?
I mean, I don't see
And
why
to
not.
see
They
some-
are a bit of the piratey sort.
I mean, you're talking about the chains a lot. You're getting a little pushy about the chain. I've always heard it be singular. Sorry, guys. I lied about not knowing about the chain.
Yeah, we all knew it. It's fine.
What?
No, she
I
rolled
rolled
really well.
pretty well in my deception check.
I had no idea. While I am surprised that she does know about it, I'm not surprised because it's Valorant.
They're pretty shitty people, and Harm spent about 50 years trying to take them down.
Well, shit happens.
Yeah,
Chips?
people get murdered.
Well,
So are the chains shitty like Tozu level of shitty, like wants to get money, or the chains like Mirabas level of shitty, like murder everyone in a tavern?
Are you saying this in front of Tozu?
Yep.
Okay.
I like this one spunk. Here's the deal. They do things for money in contracts. Sometimes things that, well, people like
Evil
yourself,
things.
and he kind of points to you, Barrick, maybe not like so much.
I don't like
Evil
this.
things.
But we have a code,
Like
and we won't break it.
mercenaries?
They have a code. They won't break it. Would you like to see where I know where the trees are?
They won't break it until it's convenient.
What is the code?
Well, no children. And those that do not speak ever again.
Wait, if you kill a kid, you can't talk anymore? That's your code?
Well, they're mostly dead. Other than
what
that,
I'm
we
hearing-
do most things for money.
From what I'm hearing from Valorant and Tozu, I'm starting to get a
That's me.
bad feeling about this. I think I'm with Valorant on this. We should find another way.
Valorant goes doe-eyed for a second and feels totally validated for the first time.
Valorindated.
Yep.
So, west of the rivers then. And Calliope points to the lake between Seda and Trade
You know what we need?
on the map.
Information to the library.
Oh, I was hoping you were to say we needed to coconut up.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't go to CISA. I'm just saying these chains, we shouldn't trust them.
Oh, well, yeah. I just feel like we're gonna have to backtrack later, and
I
like
could just teleport us. It'll be fine.
Or we could take a really fun pirate ship.
The caves are always open at the Monkery.
but you live in a cave.
Don't you have to
Do you-
punch out your own bed?
Do you want
It's-
to go back to your monkery, Swift Eye?
Swift Eye kind of shuffles her feet and doesn't answer.
Do you mean the Stonequay Monkery?
I.
That is one of the many trees that I know.
It sounds
I've
like
seen a
Swift Eye has
tree
some.
in the Stonequay Monkery.
It sounds
I
like
don't
Swift
think
Eye
she's
has
ever
some
seen
business.
anything.
Valorant thinks for a minute, and she's kind of like chewing her lip while she's in thought. And she says, give me a minute. I'll be right back." And she runs off into the woods.
She's got to take a shite.
So
Your master's name again, Swift Eye, was
Monkerdew.
Monkerdew.
Yes, Monkerdew.
Monkerdew the monk. And you think that Miss Monkerdew would have some wisdom for you? Something that could aid us in our quest?
Potentially. He trained me in everything that I know. He is the head of our Monkery.
Monkerdew. Is your
Why do you keep repeating his name?
I
Are you having trouble remembering it?
No, I
Would you like me to write it out for you? I don't know
that's
how to
okay.
write.
No, I it's odd to me, but I don't know much of your order, so forgive me. So would this monkery be the Monkerdew monkery?
Yes. Stonequay.
I see.
Are you having difficulty understanding?
No. Eric's gonna turn around and he's gonna go pray.
so Swift Eye, do you happen to know if there's a relic at your monkery?
Do I, Abe?
I mean, that'd be pretty convenient. Any like super cool monk things that
I hope
just
you have to do
hang out?
I hope you have to do like monk trials. Get it though.
Oh, should I roll? How do I know? Do I know?
You can roll a history.
Survival.
So, okay, you know what? Roll the survival. Yes, I am typing you something.
You guys remember the movie Sidekick?
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
That's where this kid has like asthma, and then he daydreams about fighting ninjas with Chuck Norris, and Chuck Norris plays himself in the movie.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
And then the kid gets into a tournament later, and then he totally kicks butt and impresses Chuck Norris, and Chuck Norris gives him a thumbs up.
Oh, like real Chuck Norris, not imaginary.
Yeah,
Chuck
like
Norris.
real Chuck Norris playing himself. It was a good movie. No, actually, it's probably a terrible movie, but I loved it as a kid. That's how I'm going to picture Monkerdew
Chuck Norris apparently had a
This is
house
as Chuck
near
Norris.
my high school, which was built brand new, and apparently Chuck Norris donated a bunch of money to our like AV room at our high school.
What do you
So
got, Chuck
it's
Norris?
pretty much like I know him.
Yeah, I mean that basically makes you
Seems-
guys related.
Yeah.
Seems like a
You
nice
know-
guy.
Dinosaurs aren't extinct; they're just hiding from Monkery.
Yeah, this GIF is from the movie at the end. I have to have a nameplate in front of him that says Chuck Norris, in case you don't know who he is.
The Swift Eye will say that Monkery is the guardian of the order. I've never seen him leave the monastery, and he consistently speaks of the trials.
Yes.
The trials.
I've
Oh,
never
he
asked
comes
him about
back.
the trials. Oh, he's drinking a Pepsi.
He is drinking a Pepsi. A very well placed Pepsi.
What am I missing?
Dane sent us a picture.
Oh, my phone's updating. I'm missing so much.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys know anything about a divine serpent?
Do I? Divine sounds like a religion. Can I roll my religion?
Roll it up.
Bam.
Boom!
Oh, I have a decent religion. Oh,
Oh
nope.
no!
Blasphemy.
You have the best religion of anyone. You have better than
And Barrett.
Frederick, I think.
Better than Barrick?
It does not ring a bell.
With anybody.
Nope.
Cool. Just wondering.
The divine serpent.
Swift Eye took a moment, but she recalled.
Wait, maybe he'll do better this time.
Yeah!
Yeah, there
Oh,
it is.
yes! The trials of the divine serpent.
Yeah, now that you think about it, that's what Monkery has always been speaking of.
Just took her a second.
I never paid attention. I was devoting most of my time to carving my bed out. It took about 2 years.
She kind of rubs her hands absent-mindedly. There's visible scarring.
They mean business at Monker's Monkery. And Monk Emporium.
So Tozy takes us to the tree. We pop up at the Monkery, and Swift Eye's like, "So bitches, I'm back. Let me do the trials. Give me the relic." And then we go west of the rivers. We get the other relic, and then we sneak back into Sisa. And I'll write it.
Or
Like,
take a ship.
ooh, yeah, pirate ship from Palaloma into Sisa.
Oh, smuggler ship.
Oh, roll stop!
And then we'll set the port on fire. And we'll spell out with the flames and the smoke, Miravas, come suck it.
Look,
That'd be
here's the
pretty
deal.
cool.
And he looks at you, and his eyes are wide. I'll take 200, the song, and I'm coming along for the ride. That sounds bloody fun.
No deal.
What?
I wasn't
Nope.
talking to that one. I'm talking to you.
I don't trust him.
We had the deal originally.
Well, I mean,
He works with the chain.
okay, but he can take us to the tree.
Has he been inside the Monkery before? Have you been inside the Monkery before?
I'm no monk. And then, hold on a second. I just got a really weird call that I think I have to take.
'Kay.
Continue amongst yourselves.
A monk? Ourselves?
Amongst. Because, I mean, it's one thing for you to bring, your companions to the, your sacred order and everything, but to bring this guy, Mr. Chains over here.
Yeah, no, like I don't think we should bring like Tozu with us, but I mean, I trust
Well,
Tozu
he-
to take us through a tree.
I don't trust him.
Are we in a huddle right now, by any
Yeah.
chance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, can you really teleport us to Sisa?
Perhaps.
Not yet.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna-
But
I'm gonna
I
huddle
bet
up,
that Nororis could.
yeah, we're really far away from her though.
He can get us to Bus. I'm sure he could.
So
So
You're
Puss
cool with
to
him taking
Sisa.
us to Puss, but you don't want him to take us to Sisa?
No, I don't want him tagging along. That's what his deal was. I'm
It
fine with
sounds
him
like,
taking us to CISA. I just don't want him tagging along after that.
Oh, yeah,
sounds
yeah,
like
that's fine.
whatever companions he does have are in Sisa.
Well, we'll just stick to our original plan, 400 gold and a song. And he takes us to a tree.
We don't know
Outside.
anything about what we're getting
Inside.
into.
Perhaps we could stick to the 200 gold and a song, and he becomes unconscious when we make it to Sisa. And Swift Eye's gonna kind of rub her Muramasa and Mamoon.
Barrick's gonna
A
look
little
kind of
bit.
stern at that, but you can't see it. So
I'm cool with that.
Barrick's also gonna look stern at Valorant. I'm gonna look to Calliope.
Well,
I don't think he's a terrible guy, but the chain's terrible.
we could try the gourd.
What does the gourd do again?
There's a chance it won't work, though, right?
Calliope digs through the bag of holding and pulls out the gourd and shakes it.
Word of travel.
We got 3 seeds left.
Could do that. Do we each need a seed though, or is it just one seed for all
No,
of us?
anyone touching it goes.
I mean,
Is it worth using our seeds?
he could technically follow us anyways. Now that he knows where we're going.
Yeah, we've kind of spilled our entire plan in front of him. So
we were not, as Valorant says, cool.
No.
Things.
He did save our asses. He took us to the underwater temple, and then he pulled us out when we could have
That's true.
drowned.
Could have killed us then. It's very astute of you, Clive.
And I mean, I don't blame him for wanting to tag along. We're pretty badass.
We are pretty cool.
Do you
And he
fear he
doesn't-
will betray us?
yes, because that's what people in CISA do.
I mean, there
I
are
was
a
gonna
lot of
say-
people in
I was gonna
CISA.
say
Maybe
who
not where
hurt
you lived.
but
Do you fear we will betray you when we make it to Sisa, Valerie?
No.
we're getting deep. I'm gonna roll my insight. What's my insight at? Were you being truthful or deceptive, Valor?
For what? For what?
Or are you afraid that we're gonna hurt you?
No.
Okay. Or betray you. Or whatever what the question was.
Oh, I zoned out. I'm sorry. What?
Well, it's probably best that you didn't hear any of that anyways, Tozy.
Oh.
Very
Okay, well, I
personal.
had a little water in my ear from rescuing you all assholes. So, Sisa,
Here's the thing. You seemed all right until you mentioned the C word. And now I really don't trust you. No, the chain.
cupcakes. Oh, chain.
Now I really don't trust you.
Get rid of the C word.
Well,
I'll leave when I'm good and ready, Michael.
that's probably good. You don't live this long without trusting people.
So we're gonna go, or we're gonna take the gourd? Or we're gonna follow this guy through his little tree hole.
Calliope shakes the gourd at Valoran.
Swift Eye rubs her knuckles again.
we all came up with very different plans.
Wow.
Want to see my
So we're splitting the party. Is that what I'm hearing?
Did no one just ask?
I don't know, but that's amazing.
We've said a lot in front of you, Tozu.
Do you want to see my male penis?
Nope.
No, thank you.
Hold up. How much?
5 coupons.
Hell no.
It's pretty
Ain't nobody got coupons for that.
expensive.
Okay, 2 coupons. 2 coupons. You see male penis. It's very small, male penis.
1.5 coupons.
Do you want to see my penis?
Get out.
Those are like 2 different shades. Look at the tone difference between my neck and the rest of my body.
Congratulations, this is construction. You're fried.
Lobster arms and neck. The rest of my body says, no, you are a white.
What the hell?
Want to see my neck penis?
Jesus.
It comes to you should just leave tonight. Get here tonight. Right after D&D, drive down.
Nope.
Just drive.
Just drive.
I'm dying. So,
All right.
all right. Tozu kind of comes out of a trance. His voice goes back to normal, and says, "So what's the plan?"
Well, it's kind of all over the place, to be honest.
Here's the thing, Tozu. I liked you up until you said the chain. And now I don't know if I can trust you with anything we've said in front of you. And we've said a lot in front of you, which I'm kind of regretting.
Swift Eye goes and rubs her knuckles again. Kind of cracks them.
Uh huh.
So you tell me, what do you think I should do in this situation?
Well,
What would you do in this situation?
you know, Tozu used to run with the raffle taffle people, and he would steal the things from time to time. But he got bored of it. And I went back to the study of nature and things and whatever that root is over there and that tree. And,
You're the worst druid.
That root is over there.
and, I retired, if you will, up in Napsa and just watched over the land and the whatnot and, kept the crops a-growing. And not to toot my own horn, but before I got there, Napsa was kind of a drab little town, and yes, they called me the idiot, but I really kept their crops of wat growing.
Wheat?
The wheat, they grow the wheat, and well, it's just I grow bored, to be honest. So I just fancy a little adventure in my old age. So do what you want. Quite frankly, I'll just come along for free, but, if you would feed me every now and again, not table straps, I'm not a dog, but, well, I'd be your guide if you'd like.
Tozu, what do you eat?
I want to inside check this bitch.
Yeah,
How
well,
much do you eat?
Oh, that's a good question.
yeah, let me just type something. I eat they're called, apples.
That root
Oh
over
my
there.
God. Worst druid ever.
I study nature. I study things like that root over there.
Abe, I need you to know I love this NPC.
That's genius.
This is all Valorant talking, not Andy.
That's great. That's so great. Whew.
You hit a backstory chord.
There we go.
Calliope's gonna get really close to Tozu and grab
Uncomfortably.
his face in her
Oh.
hand and hold his face really close to hers.
How you doing?
Tozu, listen to me very carefully.
Calliope. He's cool.
Beric's just gonna
Is
look.
this
Beric
one
just
cool?
looks confused.
Is she going to kiss me? It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's,
Wait,
got kind of a
now
bit of
you
a
want to go
breath.
through a tree with him? Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to go with a tree
I
with
don't-
me?
I don't understand. You
What?
told us not to trust him a second ago, and now he's cool. I really am having a hard time understanding your concept of cool, Valiant.
Wait,
It's pretty cold up here in the
for
Monkery.
real, we're gonna go through a tree with him now?
He's not going to screw us.
Do you want to go on that pine over there? It's a
Calliope's still holding Tozu's face, and she's looking at Val.
She's looking at Valerie.
She's bored.
I don't like this very much.
Calliope shrugs and lets go of his face and says, "All right, Tozu, take us through the tree.
Fuck
Wait,
yeah,
where are we
let's do
going?
it. Wait, where are we going?
We're going to the Monkery."
Oh,
To the Monkery.
And I'm gonna walk past Swift Eye, and as I'm following Tozu, I'm just gonna put a hand on her fists if she's still cracking them.
Hey, have I been cracking them this whole time? Like each knuckle?
I just
least
kind of
3
push them down.
So, the Monkery.
The Monkery.
Ah, there'd be a little tree in the orchard there. I think it'd be quite hidden. Let me just give me a moment. And he kind of wiggles his shoulders, kind of touches his feet. You gotta stretch in the morning, you know. Okay.
Wait!
What?
I need someone's razor.
That's awkward.
I flip a knife out from somewhere and hand it to her.
Does anybody have a bowl of water? And I kind of feel the stubbly hair that I have. Like, I
You know
can't
what-
return to the monastery, to the monkery.
She knows we
Where?
pulled her out of a lake just right there, right?
Calliope pulls out the alchemy jug and tells it to make
Mayonnaise.
Oh, that could kind of work.
I feel like,
Regret
I feel like that's a better shaving cream than honey.
Oh my
Definitely
god!
better than acid or poison.
I've got some holy
Like
water.
oil. I've got some oil.
Watch out
What
for
about
the
beer?
bears.
Calliope looks at the jug and looks at Swift Eye and like looks at her head. You think honey, mayonnaise, oil?
I think she should just use the lake. Let's take 5. And Swift Eye, you tell us when we're ready to go.
I bet mayonnaise would be awesome.
Is that okay with you, Tozu?
Infinity Miracle Whip!
If I can come with you, what the hell?
All right.
I literally
Do what
just
you
need
need to,
5
Swift Eye.
minutes. Swift Eyes goes over to the lake and she kneels with the razor.
I'm
And
gonna
she
take
kind of pets
5.
the little pixie hair that's been growing.
Make a dexterity check.
I'm gonna take 5 and pray some more.
Calliope's gonna shout whiskey into the mouth of the jug to see if it works.
Yeah, you shout
Oh,
into
not
the jug.
not a save.
You kind of swashel it. Yeah, you very quickly with precision. It's Tozu's awkwardly looking at you, just waiting for you to cut yourself, but you not even a nick. Calliope, you swishel the jar. You can hear it. There's something in there, and you quickly rip off the lid. It's empty. You put the lid back on, swishel it. Then you realize it always makes a swishing noise.
Yeah.
It can't make whiskey.
Womp womp.
Too bad the monks don't drink.
Calliope will shrug and whisper, "Beer," and then drink some beer out of it.
It fills up.
She'll share it with Tozu.
This be delicious.
And Korak. Korak always shares it with her.
Korak gives a long yawn. Guess it's late enough in the day. And takes a big old drought.
It's 8:35 in the morning.
Does
Swift
that
Eye.
mean you're ready?
Yes.
Okay.
She kind of like feels the back of her skull, a little sad, see a little tear welling up. She gives a deep sigh and she goes, "Let's do this."
Calliope
Really likes her hair.
puts a hand on Swift Eye's shoulder and says, "Swift Eye, you be who you want to be. You don't let any man tell you what to do with your body. If you want to keep your hair, you keep your hair."
Snap.
I feel like it's a little too late for that. She just cut it off in the lake.
Yeah, Calliope nods and shrugs. Well, next time. Next time this happens, you remember
sure.
that.
Next time.
Oh, old
Barrick.
Tozy will remember.
Barrick's gonna put a hand on Swift Eye's shoulder and say, "Swift Eye, I'm glad we're getting some character development about you."
So Swift-Eye just shrugs and gives a blank stare.
Oh my god, I choked a little there. Tozy's gonna walk over to the pine tree. You see him kind of whisper to it, and then he motions you all over to it.
Valorant goes up over his shoulder and says, "This is a northern pine."
Ah, northern pine. I knew it was a pine of some sort.
Oh my god, you're the worst.
You should go first, Swift Eye.
What?
I mean,
Okay.
can she even fucking see?
Jesus. I mean, Pelor, watch your language.
I mean, we're all thinking it.
Calliope pulls out her coconuts to get them ready because she's going to charge into this tree. And she shouts, "Let's get Swift Eye a relic!"
Sisa is, I'm paraphrasing here, but really fucking dangerous. Sorry, Barrick.
Well, you act like I've never been to Sisa.
Yeah,
I've
Do you
done
remember
2
what
prayers
Ralph said?
this morning. Please don't make me do a third.
I thought you liked prayers. Anyway, look, all I'm saying is things probably aren't the same, and it's probably dangerous. And us being,
What are we being, Valorant?
What exactly are you being?
loud, got
Yeah.
us into a lot of trouble in Pus. It got a lot of people killed.
I agree with you there. We need to keep a low profile.
Yeah.
We're more known in CISA than anywhere we've been to.
I just be
That means
careful.
no taverns, Calliope.
Well, that's some bullshit right there.
Calliope has her face drastically changed a couple seconds ago, and she is just glowering at Valorant. And she says, "Valorant,
Be cool.
didn't kill those people.
No, we
Your
didn't.
boss killed those people."
Yeah, and he may kill a lot more. We don't know what's in CISA. I don't think charging in, galloping through, and making a lot of noise is the right thing in announcing our presence.
I understand your concerns, Valor, and your viewpoint is wise. But I also agree with Calliope. Don't put the death of those companions on yourself.
No, I'm not. It's the evil assholes we're fighting against, but they have no compunction about doing asshole things and taking our stupidness, taking advantage of it. If we step out of line, I mean,
You're right. And we need to keep Frederick
it's
away.
not our fault. But
But it's because of our stupidness.
Jesus, it is. I'm saying we have a choice. We have a choice about how we act,
I'm
and we
gonna
can choose to be careful or not.
nudge Swift Eye. We should go.
You know what? Do what you want. We're fighting against some serious shit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna open Mr. Piney here, and we're gonna walk through. But seeing as that I've got nothing to do in CISA except for wait for y'all lot to do, is there anything that I could use my connections to find out about?
Perhaps, could you have somebody take Frederick's horse back to the Resplendent Keep?
You're the donkey.
Yes, I was trying not to say that in front of him.
I didn't want to mention it before, but that thing died over the night, and it's just been laying there.
What?
Did somebody tell Frederick?
Frederick has just been silently petting it.
Oh God!
I saw it die. It's fine.
I'm gonna go over and bless the corpse of the donkey.
It's starting to
and
bloat at this point.
And comfort. I'm going to comfort Frederick. I'm sorry, friend, for your loss.
It had so much to live for. We rode into a temple of water. We rode out.
What did it die of?
Drowning.
As you kind of look closer at it, this donkey was old as shit. It was missing a lot of hair. You're not even sure how it even withstood the weight of Frederick on its back.
Huh.
I suppose it's somewhat of a mercy.
I mean,
I'm
of
gonna-
course it is. Look at it.
I'm going to help Frederick to his feet. We should go. Come on.
So, to Cisa.
To Cisa.
Excellent. Y'all in, and he slams his hand on the tree, and this portal pops open. Those of you that have seen the Stonequay Monkery immediately see a tunnel, and on the other side of the tunnel is a stone building. Very simple, but very well built. And you hear Tozu go, "Seconds, we gotta go."
Let's go.
Everyone runs in. Calliope kind of through, and then Tozu steps through it, and from behind him is and the tree immediately fills back in.
How'd you make that noise? That was good portal closing noise.
DM magic. And Tozu turns around and he goes, "Thanks, Mr. Well, it's got 3 leaves. Thanks, tree. I appreciate it. I guess we're here." And in front of you is a large stone fortress. Building. Sorry, not fortress. You are currently bling in this opening. The Stonequay Monkery sits in front of you.
Yay! Stonequay Monkery.
Is there... You having trouble understanding that name?
Nope. I just like it. Just like it.
It's a good formal name.
Mhm.
Fitting for a monk.
Mhm. It's not short for anything, right?
No.
Well,
Your mic cut out. I don't know what you said.
I said it's not short for anything, is it?
Oh, yeah, no.
Like Munkerdusen?
No.
I believe
Monker
it's Sir Munkerdushin. Am I right? And he kind of elbows you.
I don't know. That's why I was asking her.
Oh, this man can't take a joke. Should I just sit here and wait?
Actually, it would be Master
Abe,
Monkerdusen, but it is only Master Monkerdu.
Master
I
Munker.
am
Just stare straight
scanning the jungle.
Make a perception
That's
check.
just there's a lot of alliteration there, and I like it. I like it.
Monker of the Monkerdu.
Munkerdu's Monkery.
You do in fact read Thieves' Cant, correct?
Master Munkerdu's Monkery.
I don't know that I do actually.
I believe, and I'm going by DM magic here, that
Did you give it to me?
You learned it. I don't remember when, but you and I talked. You can speak Thieves' Cant.
I'll take it.
Roll a
DM's
perception.
gonna give it to
Roll
ya.
up percentile.
Gonna give it to you. DM's gonna give it to you.
It's gonna give it to you.
Because I have always believed you could reach Thieves' Camp. No, percentile.
Oh.
35.
Oh no.
That's what you read. Kind of written, etched into the side of the temple. But nothing
She just
else
sniffs.
catches your attention.
suppose you should lead the way, Swift Eye. We're to meet this Master Monkery.
Is everything? How long has it been since I've been in Stonequay? Like, how long has it been since our first? I woke up and
I believe
we
it's
were
been
in the dungeon.
like 6.5 months. Because you guys lost 6 months from the last time you asked. Between disappearing and waking up in the jail. So it's been 6.5 months.
Okay. And is everything as I remember it, or as I remember sensing it?
Yeah, you can you take a moment and you get your bearings. You can hear the wind whipping through the trees, the familiar scent. You can hear light footsteps of the crowd, and immediately you just feel a relaxation kind of overwhelm you. And this inner zen hits you, and you immediately just start walking forwards. Your feet finding a familiar path, walking directly into the monkery.
Sweet. I would like to head in the direction of Monkerdu's chambers.
Yeah, you slowly make your way in, listening. The echoes, the familiar sounds that you're used to. Sorry. And very quickly you make a left and then you make a right, and you find yourself outside of Monkerdu's chamber. The rest
Is
of you see
everyone?
a very pretty big open area. And though you've heard stories about the monks have punched their way through and kind of built this over time, you can tell pretty quickly that skilled masons had made this building. Though there are places where it definitely feels and looks like it has been crudely caved and cut in. Yeah, you are standing outside of Monkerdu's resting quarters.
I'm gonna take a
that
real
monkey
deep breath,
seriously.
and then I'm going to knock.
There is no need to knock. How are you, my child? And standing in front of you is a middle-aged man. It's Chuck Norris. A middle-aged man. He has a bandage around his eyes. Has a long ponytail around his back. He holds what looks to be like a staff, maybe even a walking stick. It's quite long, though. It could even be a longer fighting staff. He wears a red robe with white accents.
Is this a blind monkery or is this in it?
That's a very good question. Yes. We are all blind, and we're proud of it.
Like, literally blind or like metaphorically blind?
Aren't we all blind in one way or another?
Is the blindness a prerequisite, or is it something that happens as part of your initiation?
I also have questions, but you haven't answered either of those yet.
Swift stares back at everybody with like an embarrassed
Sorry.
stare. Like,
Barrack, Barrack's gonna look down at his feet and say, "Sorry, please continue."
Monkerdu kind of whips his head, and his ponytail kind of cracks in the air.
He whips his hair back and forth.
I sense you seek guidance, wisdom, maybe a little patience. What can we of the Stonequay Monkery do for you?
Monkerdu, it's been too long since we've last seen each other. These are my good friends. We're on a deep quest, and I come to beg that you would be able to shelter us during our time here in the city.
One is always welcome here in the Monkery. Your friends are no exception.
Thank you.
Always. And he kind of bows slightly.
I also
you.
return the bow.
It's
And then I kind of gesture everyone to also return the bow because I can tell that they're
Barrick's
not
gonna
bowing.
awkwardly bow.
How can they tell he's bowing? That's really weird.
Oh
Tozu
shit! We brought
is
him in
right
here.
behind the rest of you guys. Oh shit! I'm sorry. I'll be. My apologies.
Valor makes a quick sign to him, saying,
Barrick's going to keep an eye on Swift Eye to know when to stop bowing.
So he's just been bowing.
Yeah.
This one is very awkward, man of Palor.
Can I tell that he's consistently bowing, or have I been distracted?
No, there's a slight like wind that keeps like coming your way.
I'm going to stop bowing when she stops bowing, but has she stopped bowing yet?
Yeah, she
I'm
stopped
kind of
bowing.
awkwardly glancing up. Okay, and I'm going to stand back up and kind of, I don't know, smooth out my armor, I guess.
I sense trouble. How may I assist?
We come seeking knowledge about the trials of the Divine Serpent. I had heard you mention them previously.
Ah. Come in. And he kind of steps aside. There isn't necessarily a door. It's a doorway. There's a doorway, but there's not a door. And it just comes into a simple room. There's a sitting area, a little table with a couple of chairs. But it's very quaint. There's not a lot of flair to it. And he very quickly kind of with um, almost easing speed, gets several drinks prepared, and comes back and says, I sense you are weary, travelers. Perhaps some water." And he has 7 glasses for you all.
I will accept a glass. And I say, thank you.
Of course.
I take it, but I don't drink it.
Wise.
Well, I don't say that.
Barrett's going to stop drinking halfway.
She
Eyes
takes it and
wide.
holds it.
Yep.
Why is that wise?
In that hesitation where you're just holding it, that's where he says wise.
Okay.
The I am, as I'm sure you have known, am the guiding light of this monkery, Monkerdu. And he bows once again.
Swift Eye bows again.
I will bow quickly again, too.
It is
When
not
she-
necessary, my son.
When she stops bowing, I'm going to say, well met, Monkerdu.
Ah, well met. I have been the guiding light here for many ages, and this monkery has been here long before, well, quite frankly, Caesar. And before that, it was a temple to Mulda, the Thunder Serpent, a powerful titan, long forgotten. The dwarven legends speak, that this massive primordial beast was bound by Palor, and he looks to you, Beric, Moradin, and Bahamut himself. This temple was a shrine to long remember those of the Way of the Serpent. Over the years, the dwarves who created it built temples upon temples, and the trials thus began. But now, we of the Stonequay Monkery simply guard what they put there long ago. Some call it a relic, some call it power. But it is my calling to teach those, and he bows to you, Swift Eye, and to protect, above all, the relic of the Divine Serpent. if you seek to enter the trial, I only see it fitting since I foresaw that years ago when I first met you, Swift Eye.
I don't wish to brag, but I knew you were going to come back.
And what's interesting is, as he's talking, he is directing conversation to each of you, and even though, well, let's see what he rolls. Yeah, Tozu is very much like gone. He kind of peeks around the corner, and then you all kind of look instinctively to where he's looking, and through his blind state, Tozu's little head peeks up over the back of his bed and then disappears again.
This trial seems dangerous, if it has anything to do with this serpent god.
It is put there to challenge. Do not take it lightly, for if you do, only dread and death will follow.
Swift Eye bows to Purdue. I know you've known me my entire life, but do you feel that I am actually ready?
There's a small smile that you all can kind of see creep over his lips,
Not me.
but you can't see shit. Only you know the answer to that.
Barrick's going to take a step forward. Must she do these trials alone?
Friendship!
The trials were meant to try, not to take on solo. It is for those who wish to challenge it. Rumor has it, it will take on whatever it needs to, depending on who challenges it.
If you would test this trial, Swift Eye, I would do it with you. If you'll have me.
I mean, I'm coming too, Obvi.
Korak just kind of raises his cup and drinks it and smiles.
Ah, Korak.
Korak lifted his cup up and smiled. You probably couldn't see that. Sorry. So I think he's coming too.
So, not to be, and then, there is a, and a ponytail just smacks Tozu in the face.
Got him!
You can rest here, my son, if you do not wish to take the trial. Oh, that would be really great, because crack! And he just falls silent. He'll be fine, but I grow weary of his lip.
Believe me.
There's just a light snoring coming from the floor.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Swift Eye rubs her knuckles and she kind of like gestures to. She kind of gestures to Barrick and she's like, "See, just doesn't wake up."
I see what you're saying now. Yes, it would have been effective. I can't deny that.
I would be happy to have you as my companions on this trial. And she bows as.
Bless you. Oh my goodness. You right?
It's Miravas.
You bastard.
He's here!
Scatter!
Well, the trial waits when you see it is fit.
We've already done a long rest, correct?
Yeah, you guys slept. And I would say, Calliope, if that epic ballad is your normal epic ballad of rest, then that's what happened. All right.
Are we allowed to take weapons and stuff this trial, or is it like one of those trials of wits or whatever they are? Can we just smash stuff?
Are you asking that in character?
No.
I mean, he hasn't said one
I
way or
am.
another.
I am asking. Are we permitted to take equipment into these trials? Weapons and armor
Would
and
you
such.
like to take equipment?
Bless you.
He answered my question with another question. Yes.
Then I see it fitting to do so.
Good.
He kind of looks at you all. He finishes his tea and he quickly spins his staff, strikes it on the ground, and then stands up. Are we ready now, or should we continue our tea
She's so
and
bad.
water?
Andy, are you sure you're okay?
I'll
That's
see
me
that.
with my mic off, by the way.
Are we
That's through
rested?
Rachel's mic.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah, I
officially
heard you.
rested.
Yeah, you're sneezing hardcore. So I think since we're rested, we're good to go, right?
And
You need to
everybody
do
gets
anything else?
13 temporary hit points.
I added it on.
Yep. There it is.
Well, if you're ready, then follow me. And he simply walks out of the room. And it's very odd. There is no sound of footprints as he leaves the room.
I'm gonna follow him, and I would also like my footprints to be muffled.
Hmm.
But I'm not wearing my boots. I
roll a
might
s-
be, but I'd like to. I want to take my boots off and
Nice.
be barefoot and hold my boots.
All right, roll a stealth check. I'll say with advantage because you used to live here.
Ooh, I know all of the special hiding spots.
You know all the creaks of the stones. Let's see if you remember them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah, she
remember them.
does.
Very quickly, you see her kind of untie her boots and then kind of like
Hmm.
wrap them around her belt, and then she just kind of just darts out the room, not making
I
a
will
sound.
follow, clanking loudly, but looking real self-conscious about it.
Are you all following Monkery?
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
Monkery continues down a very long hallway, and everyone make a perception check, and we'll just keep this going. Swift Day, you don't need to. You know what I'm about to tell you. You might be the only
Trial's
one that
already
knows
begun.
this.
You all failed.
Dead. So you guys kind of look around, and as you're walking down this very long corridor, you can see several alcoves. They do look crudely cut into the side. And from here it almost looks like a mountain. Swift Eye, you remember and recall quickly, kind of walking from his quarters that Flish used to live on the right, and Balith on the left. And as you continue, just simply keep remembering all of the names of your friends and companions, and you wonder if they're still there. And every now and again, you hear what sounds to either be a snore or breathing, and you recall they're still here. You guys continue for a while. It's probably been a good 10 minutes. You continue going down this long hallway. It starts to kind of curve around. It goes down some steps. Swift Eye, you begin to realize that this is a place you've never gone. And right at that moment comes the realization you can hear Monkerdu's footsteps all of a sudden, as if he's choosing for you to be able to hear him now. You take a left and you follow down another long set of stairways. You're ever going farther and farther in. It's now beginning to feel cool. The rest of you can see that the textures of the walls are starting to change. There's some condensation that is starting to sit in. It's slowly dripping. At this point, there's a little bit of stalactites hanging from the ceiling. Not that it is a cave, just that groundwater has over the years seeped through. After a good probably 20 minutes, you guys come to a long hallway. It seems to dead end into a flat wall, and Monkerdu just simply stands in front of it. He turns around, faces the party, and says, "If you're ready, then you may proceed." and he kind of waits to see if there's any questions or hesitation.
I don't know.
Excellent. And he turns around, and you see him punch. And where his hand lays, there is a rippling effect on the actual stone, and it. And slowly the stone starts to like fold in on itself and slowly crawl back away. And there's now this massive 20-foot opening. And in front of you, you can see what looks to be the head of a serpent. It's a statue of sorts, and it opens into a well-lit room. And he just simply stands there, head bowed.
I'm gonna wait for Swift Eye to enter. We'll follow.
I want to check for traps.
Nice try, Monker. Do.
Make a perception check. How exactly are you checking for traps?
Oh.
Really well.
Not
Awesome.
well.
Oh. Whew.
Yeah, this is a place you have never been, and your feet kind of clumsily strike the floor, but you don't want to admit that you're not sure where to go, and you kind of stumble in until the echoes are too much that you have a hard time knowing where you are, and you just kind of stand there. Not afraid, just unknowing what to do next.
Can anyone see anything?
You guys can
I-
see.
I,
Go ahead.
Well,
I can
like,
never
literally?
tell if you're joking. I can never.
Yes. How do we answer this in a tactful way? Yes, we can see all the things.
Swift Eye shoots like a tired of your shit glance back at everybody. She goes, "Describe it to me, please."
We'll
describe the room to her.
Are you guys walking into the room for a better look, or are you just
Yeah,
staying there?
I'll walk in for a better look.
All right. Everyone else following, or just Barrick?
Yeah, I'll go in.
Korak and Frederick simply walk into the room. As you guys walk into the room, you hear and the stone behind you solidifies, and there's just a very last moment where you can see Munkerdu's face, and there's a smile on his lips, and the stone solidifies behind you.
Your sound
Is it
effects
like
are on point tonight.
Thank
a
you.
creepy evil smile, or is it like a
No,
Kinda
just
like a-
smile?
like
Wise
Like
old
a-
monk smile.
yeah, wise old monk that you
Like you
know.
kids.
He knows
You kids doing dangerous
his
things.
swift eye has grown and is choosing a path. You guys stand in front. Swift Eye is in the middle of this room. There's jade pillars all around you, holding up a
Nice.
massive, probably 20, 30 feet high ceiling. In front of you is a giant cobra like snake. It has unearthly features. The teeth are unnaturally long. It almost seems to have humanoid face. It's rather thick, and if this was a real snake, it would probably be 5 to 10 times the size of the biggest cobra you've ever seen. And there are two pyres that are lit. There seems to be what looks solid walls all around, and more of an entrance this way, and what looks to be maybe doors this way.
Does this just look like a really big rendition of a snake, a normal snake? Or does this seem like some kind of... Oh, I guess that was survival. I should roll nature.
Yeah, roll a
Nope.
nature check.
Survival.
You trying to survive? You dead. There are parts that are spot on to images you've seen and snakes that you've noticed, but this one, through your studies, reminds you of someone's rendition of a god. There's almost over elaborated. Yep, that's the word. Features, the human-like face, It seems to stand unnaturally unbalanced, though perfectly still. And you can't help but show your respect for whatever this statue is to be representing. It's just massive. It's probably a good 40 feet high and 20 feet wide.
This effigy is unnerving. Perhaps this is the serpent god they spoke of. But I don't have any knowledge of the actual than what Monkery just told us.
Yeah, you have never heard of...
Even though my god was one of the ones that sealed it away.
No, it does
Interesting.
not ring a bell.
Would I have heard anything about this god in
you can
around?
try to remember.
Stonequay?
Roll a history or religion, your choice.
Religion.
Of Multar.
Multar.
Boom.
Thunder.
Yeah, it does not ring a bell at all. Palor, Bahamut, and Morden all ring a bell, but this is something primitive or primordial that you are not familiar with.
Out of curiosity, I'm gonna investigate it closely.
Yeah, do it.
See if there's anything.
What's the worst that
I'm
happens?
gonna put a hand on your arm actually and say, why don't you let me take a look?
I'm going to.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm gonna really inspect this.
I'll nod. And
Ooh, it's windy in here.
And watch it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check. And how are you inspecting and where are you standing?
That is dangerous sounding question.
It's important.
It's
yeah,
okay.
sure.
I checked for traps.
If there was a trap, she would have seen it.
She is going to. Would probably just approach straight up the front and start sort of like going over the outer surface, looking at it, and maybe running her hands along it.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Okay.
Calliope readies an action to shoot it if it moves.
Gotcha. You're going to shoot Valorant if it moves. Got it. Okay. So as your hands run across it, you're surprised by the lack of moisture on the actual statue. It seems to be all one solid carved piece, and the artisans who made it had to have been extremely skilled. The detail, this reminds you of almost an individual who has turned stone. It's so pristine in detail. But as you look at it, you can see ever so slightly tool marks. You know this is truly something that has been created, but it is done to a level that is unseen today. Your hands slowly run up the scales. You can feel the bumps and grooves of each individual scale, but nothing else catches your eye at the moment.
Okay. It's a really nice statue.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
She kind of
other than
shrugs.
Indicate the human face on the stake.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a face that could like kill a tabaxi in a couple bites, huh?
Oh God! Did you
Barrack
let go of the statue?
Sorrowful, but it's not sure why.
Yeah, she does. She turns back to the group and let's go.
Roll a dexterity check.
Shit.
Wait!
It's too late.
Dang it, you're out of my reach. Could have got plus
Dexterity checks.
Yeah, you let go of the statue and you turn around and you just shudder. It's just the amount of detail and the vastness of the statue. It's unnerving.
I can't dodge it.
Nope.
What would happen if she was successful in dexterity?
I would have dodged the
shudder.
Unnerving.
You never know.
The shudder.
Oh, by the way, you now can see down this hallway.
Oh shit! There's a hallway. I didn't realize I was walking up into a hallway. Nice.
Nice.
Did I just drop those? No. Okay.
All right. What's the rest of you doing? She's fondling a
Swift Eyes.
statue.
Walks up, and she's going to stand at the top of the stairs and listen.
Roll a perception check.
Wait. Nope, that's not. Just click it. Nope. Just
Whoa,
the
whoa,
first one.
whoa, whoa,
Sorry.
whoa. Yeah, you can hear the echoes of drips throughout the cavern. You notice that there's still cut stone beneath your feet, but you come to the edge of what feels to be stairs. The way behind you, you kind of listen. The echo stops shortly, and you feel like that hallway maybe is another 10 feet long before it may curve or stop. But in front of you, it seems to go on quite a ways, and it takes a moment. It's a little unnerving, the sheer size, but you also feel like there could be another turn in your direction. The rest of you would also see there's another turn.
I'm gonna follow Dies. This trials her baby.
All right.
I'm gonna say we're behind you
Swift Eye
in
number
an encouraging way, not as.
Why is your name Swift Eye number 3? I fixed it.
Swift Eye number 3.
There we go. So the third Swift Eye. I have a long line of Swift Eyes.
Me
You
and my
also-
multiple personalities.
You also feel air kind of whipping past you in that direction,
Swift Eye number.
and it curves around
Swiftest
to
eye.
your left.
Swift Eye, Swifter Eye, Swiftest Eye.
Swifter wrist.
Swifter.
What you doing, Swift Eye?
Shall we proceed forth? No, I'm gonna whisper that. Shall we proceed forth?
Let's shall. You lead the way.
I wanna flip down these stairs. I don't wanna actually flip on the stairs.
Like
Roll-
forward flip or like a somersault, like a.
No,
Forward
like
flip.
forward flip. I avoid stepping on any of the stairs.
Oh, all right. Roll an acrobatics check. You see her kind of turn around and say,
You
"Follow
land
me."
right on
And
the
she,
plate.
her back
This way,
foot
this way.
lands on the last step. You can tell she kind of misjudged her jump, but she rights herself. Nothing happens, and she continues to walk.
I'm gonna walk in this direction. And I would like to listen and sense.
Nice. Roll it up. The rest of you can see that the hallway seems to curve around this area here.
As we're walking, Valoran mutters, "Wasn't trying to step on your toes about searching the statue. It's just, I'm kind of good. I'm good at. I'm just a little."
Barrick's gonna smile. Really, Valoran, fine. I appreciate your concern.
You take a moment and you listen, and you can feel the air kind of pulling you. There's almost like this deep urging that seems to push you, continuing in this direction. The echoes of the cave seem to be uninteresting behind you, and there's just a yearning, a pushing to move forward in that direction.
Oh yeah, we do. Well, I do. We're going forward. I drag everyone with me.
Summon Newly.
Yeah.
Nice. And Nuli pops into an appearance there.
What a sound effect.
So, as you guys continue to walk in, you notice that I unclicked that. There we go. That the cave opens to the north. The north. Swift Eye, you feel the current not going forward, but taking you to the right. And it seems to be a hallway to your right. That
We should head east.
East it is.
Awesome. So as you guys continue to follow, everyone make a dexterity check.
Dexterity check or dexterity save?
Oh, sorry, save. your right.
Yeah, everybody gets +5.
24.
I'll need it.
Remember your
What
evasion.
am I doing? What
Remember
am I doing?
your
What am I doing?
evasion.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, as you guys are walking, you hear Frederick kind of just looking around, and humming to himself, and he's talking about a donkey and a horse, and then all of a sudden you hear this, and he kind of looks down for a moment, and he shrugs,
Frederick.
and you guys hear. So let's see here. Calliope, you dive, and Swift Eye, you instinctively hearing the air kind of move, you jump out of the way. The rest of you. Oh, Swift Eye, I'm a liar. You did not jump out of the way.
Oh,
With a +5?
Oh. No, she
Is-
did not.
No.
You instinctively start to kind of move out of the way, but not as quick as you would have liked. And from behind you, you guys take, okay, so 17. So the people that dodge out of the way take nothing. Everyone but Barrick and Swift Eye take half of that. So
Including my evasion?
that's including your evasion.
Damn it.
So whatever that was, 16. That's 8. Take 8 damage. For those of you that took half of that, those of you that didn't dodge, which I don't think is anyone. So yeah, you take half of that. So from behind Frederick come this onslaught of arrows. Several of you kind of duck. Some of you kind of dodge out of the way of several, but others just kind of wrap into your back, taking several kind of bolts. Frederick just kind of looks down.
Sorry.
Oops. As he kind of looks up, he kind of points, and there are 2 large jade doors in front of you. They are not drawn appropriately. They are open. This is them open. There we go. They're open, and but you can tell there are 2 massive jade doors in front of you. Seems to be the current direction that you can see. You can kind of see into that room.
That's where it's most important.
You can see a little bit in that room. There we go.
Valoran, perhaps you should help Swift Eye keep an eye out for traps. They seem to be well hidden.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, Frederick didn't take any damage. My bad, guys. Oh, and +5? Yeah, he's good too. Both of them dived out of the way. Divided.
Divided.
Alright, so who's now leading this?
I suppose I can.
Valoran and Swift Eye are up front.
Alright. So you guys are slowly making your way into this room?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. I'm gonna get right to the door, and this time I want to check for trap.
Yeah, me too.
So the door is actually open, but you can absolutely check for traps. Roll an investigation check.
Keep everybody in my aura.
Oh,
Bonus action.
Shit. Valoran, now you can see, and you very quickly start shouting out behind you. There are slabs that are in the ground. That now that you look at it, they're really plain to see. But as you enter this room, the tile itself changes. It's more of like a clean white tile, and there doesn't seem to be any traps in front of you.
I don't know why I'm shouting.
This is what you did. But yeah, in front of you seems to be a large room. There's a basin in the center of the room. It's about 6 inches off the ground. You see what looks to be like a mirror-like surface in the actual basin, with a pillar in the middle, and what looks to be 2 stone statuette carvings on the far sides, and a jade door in front of you. Bang.
Okay. I would like to
Those words mean nothing. Don't read them.
antechamber. I think. Do you want me to take a quick look around the room and see if I see anything?
Swift Eye nods.
Okay.
And I also want to ready my fists.
You want to ready your what? I'm sorry.
My fists.
Oh yeah, you ready those fists.
Muramasa and Masamune.
You kind of crack your knuckles. You can feel the metal underneath. One is a almost a slight burning. The other one is a cold, deep, and you're ready. So Valorn, you're just entering the room.
Well, I'm stealthing, quote,
You
with
feel
12.
really stealthed. You
Yep.
all hear her really well.
Yep. So, yeah, she's just going to start walking into the room and make sure that she's going to take the path first to make sure there's no traps.
Yeah. Make a.
She's also going to see if there's side passages or whatever.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Sure.
Yeah. The door that you just entered seems to be quite old, very well etched jade. It does not seem to have moved in quite some time. You're not even sure if it would move. The pool in the center, as you kind of walk around, it is reflecting the roof in a pristine mirror-like reflection. From the actual basin itself seems to be carved serpents kind of weaving themselves across the floor. There are stone pillars behind on each side. There seems to be kind of an opening, and you very quickly kind of dodge back behind them, but you don't see anything else. It just seems to be kind of carved back in recess, and you don't see much else in that room.
Okay. Then yeah, she's probably she'll turn around and give a little thumbs up. She's walking, creeping. She's creeping.
So you all see her give a thumbs up.
Go in.
Yeah, Korak's just gonna be like, well, all right then. So those two walk in the room. Swift Eye, are you entering?
Yes.
All right. So as you kind of cross the threshold, yeah, go ahead and nice.
Whatever.
So you start to kind of look around. You're looking around the floor for any kind of traps or any kind of essence of such traps. And then you notice as soon as Swift Eye enters, the doors behind her slam with a and there's just a deafening crash. You guys see in the center of the room the reflecting pool illuminates a white color. The pedestal on top seems to have a small recessed button. It reminds you guys of almost like a button to release the portcullis gate or some kind of pressure switch. Valorn, you see it as almost perhaps a trap or some kind of release for something, perhaps even the doors. The basin itself begins to kind of flash and glow, and it steadies into a white, glowing pool. On each of these pillars, doing a bad job at drawing both of these pillars, they immediately flash. There is a spiraling runes that go into a central, almost like a whirlwind etched. There seems to be roughly about 20 of them altogether, slowly kind of getting smaller as they recess into the middle. Those immediately glow, and the runes themselves start with the furthest one. and it glows for a moment and fades out. And the next one glows and fades out. And the next one glows and fades out. All the while, the pillar in the middle starts to pulsate. What are y'all doing?
What do I recognize the language of the runes?
You do
My
not.
languages are Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Sylvan, Thieves' Cant.
You do not recognize it.
Damn it.
Anyone else looking at it?
Yeah, I'll look at it.
Swift Eye, what are you doing?
Do I have the ability to see that?
You start kind of the door slam behind you, and you start kind of just trying to pinpoint anything in this room. You find yourself in just your ever there darkness, but you very quickly see these circular runes that you can read and understand. And it seems to represent in a speech long forgotten and not often spoken primordial
Yes!
that you understand. And it starts with 20, 19, 18, 17. And it seems to count all the way down to 1. Right now it's sitting at 17.
It's a countdown clock.
A countdown clock. Countdown to
Halloran
what?
17.
pushes the button.
7.
As soon as you press the button, the countdown clock seems to reset. They flash back to 20. The room kind of re-solidifies. The water itself becomes a reflection. You're now standing in what looks to be about 6 inches of water, and then the clock 20, 19, 18,
It's continuing
17,
to count down from 20. It's like you just reset it.
16. As she says
15.
that word, it clicks to 15. The runes become an orange color. The room itself becomes a faded orange. It almost seems to pulsate and glow. The seconds slowly start to tick by. Time seems to be agonizing at this point. 15, 14, 13. What's everyone doing?
Is that door across the way locked?
Everything is shut.
I'm gonna try the door.
You have, yeah, what are you doing?
It has handles. Can I pull it?
There are 2 large jade doors with very well decorated handles.
I'm gonna try to pull on the handles.
Yeah, make a stealth check. Strength check.
It's
Strength.
the final countdown. It's the primordial countdown.
Oh, nice. There's almost like a panic that starts to sink in, and you're just. It's not moving.
Is it locked?
It's definitely not
Either
moving.
that or I just can't pull it. Try it one more time.
13, 12.
What words did Swift
I'm
Eye
gonna-
say? Swift Eye, what did you say right before it changed to orange?
She said it's a countdown clock.
Reset? I'm gonna walk into the center and hit the button.
20. The room becomes white again. 19, 18, 17, 16. At 15, it flashes to orange. 14, 13.
It changes to orange when whatever orange is when it hits 15.
Whatever. You surprisingly make a perception check, Swift Eye.
So
Oh,
good.
So even in this state, there's this like edge. You can hear it in her words, but you can see in your mind's eye this countdown clock, and you can watch the colors flash, and you describe them as being like this glowing color. And as the numbers click down, 11, 10, they now flash, and you all see the runes themselves become a bright red, and they're starting to pulse and fade out quickly and quickly. 9,
Ooh.
8,
Try the
That
door.
doesn't look good.
7.
I press the
I'm
button.
gonna I'm gonna try
20.
the. I'm trying the store
19.
again.
Yeah, go ahead. 18. 17.
Jeez, oh man.
I'm
You
gonna
kind of
walk
put
over.
you put your foot up on the door and you're pulling with all your might. You feel pretty confident if you keep pulling, you're going to strain something. What are you doing, Swift Eye?
I wanna touch that pillar.
Yeah,
Touch it
you
with my hand.
touch that pillar. What do you?
Does anything happen?
16, 15, and it flashes to an orange. Nothing happened. 14,
Hit the button. I'm gonna yell at
13,
I hit the button.
12, 20,
Okay.
19.
I want to punch it.
Just make an attack roll.
Unarmed or anyone?
Just roll it with your weapon, because I'm assuming you didn't take your bracers off.
No.
Yeah, so you just whack. Other than you feel pretty confident, you might have injured your hand a little bit.
Okay.
Taking 3 points of bludgeoning damage. Nothing
Oh
happened.
God.
I walk over to Barrick and I say, and she holds up her hand, and she has a ring that starts to glow as she chants a little bit. I'm going to cast knock on the door.
I have to actually look at this.
Knock, knock.
Okay. So your ring begins to glow, and you can feel the magic pulsate through you. There's a. I'm imagining this making a knocking noise, so
Yep.
I can't make a knocking noise apparently. Afterwards, you kind of nod at Barrick. 14, 13, 12, 11. You guys gonna
I'm
try
gonna go
the
hit
door?
the button again.
20, 19, 18,
You want to try the door, Barrick?
17,
Try it again.
16. Yeah. You, with both of your feet now on the other door, you are pulling with all your might. Make a dexterity save.
Oh no. Swift, I hit the button again.
20, 19. You go flying backwards. You kind of do a backward somersault. You're holding the handle in your hand.
That can't be good.
17, 16.
Should we let the clock run
15.
out?
I have
14.
a feeling this is a riddle of some kind.
At 14,
Look
it
around.
flashes
Do you
orange.
see anything else?
13, 12. You guys can make a perception check if you want. I'll stop counting.
I will do that.
11,
I hit the button.
20.
I did
Barry,
not get a
you're a
good
little
perception.
dazed.
Yeah.
I mean, you just rolled backwards. It looked really cool, but
I broke this really ornate handle.
you now are in control of a very ornate jade handle.
Nice.
Ooh, keep that. Sell it.
15. Okay. Yeah. So you start looking around the room, and you're watching as the clock resets to 20. The runes glow the same color they started with. The room itself is again bright. The pool reflective, unmoving. It slowly begins to count back down, and you watch as the numbers begin to change again as it hits 15.
Yep.
I'll look at the pool.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So you guys look at the pool, and even though Swift Eye is currently standing in it, and she's moving, that pool is unrippling. It's unchanging. It's water, or at least it seems liquid, and it reflects the ceiling, what seems to be marble or a very well cut stone above it.
I'm gonna look up at the ceiling. Is there anything carved into the ceiling for any kind of symbol?
Yeah. So you look up and you see very pristinely cut square tiles. They're white in color, and as you continue to look, the clock, after hitting 15 so many times, has hit 15. because the room itself begins to glow orange again, and the tiles themselves seem to glow, and it slowly keeps counting down. 12, 11.
When I look at the tiles on the ceiling in the pool's reflection, is there any difference?
Make a perception check. As it hits 10, the runes glow a bright red. They start pulsating faster and faster and faster as they continue to count down.
17.
And you were looking at what exactly?
Looking
I'm
at
sorry?
the reflection of the ceiling tiles in the different than when I just look at the tiles by looking up.
Okay, so you look up, kind of quickly in seconds trying to memorize one of the tiles, and you look back down and you look at it, and it's exactly the same. You look back up, it's exactly the same, and you kind of bounce back and forth as you hear now in your mind this like the runes continue to click down. 8, 7,
Do you
6,
think it's okay if we just let the time run out?
5. When it hits 5, the room becomes pitch black. The pool starts to flash and right. The runes are now flashing extremely fast in color. There's no other light in the room. It's pitch black. 5 fades. The room starts to rumble and the water starts to quake. You can now see the rippling of the tide going. 4. The room, that hum that now you thought could just be ringing in your ear, is now a screaming in your ear. There's this impending dread that keeps weighing on you.
I would like to hold
press
a
the-
reaction just in case something shitty is about to happen.
I think we should press the button.
I'm going to cast a spell on
3.
Swift Eye if the room starts to collapse or explode or something.
The room begins to flash quicker and quicker and quicker. The hum is now searing pain in your ear. It's even hard to concentrate. It's hard to even think. All you can think is this cannot end now. 2. The room is now flashing red and black. On and off, on and off, on and off. The screaming is in your head. It's a dread. It's a filling dread. 1.
Swifta hits the button.
20. The room goes back to white. The pool
Are
is
we doing
still.
this?
The hum ends. 19. 18.
She turns to her
17.
companions. Are we letting this officially run out? This does not
16.
seem good.
15. It turns to orange.
I don't
14.
feel that's wise.
13.
There's got to be something we're missing.
12.
Is the other door
11.
open?
I'm gonna investigate
if
the room.
my spell didn't open
10.
the door, I don't.
Oh,
Oh shit! You are still rather shaken. The scream that has stopped is still ever ringing in your ear. 10. The room becomes.
Wait a second.
The runes
Wait a
become
second.
red.
Abe,
Yes.
can I push on this door?
Make a strength check.
Sure, because he was just pulling on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
9, 8, 7. You push with all of your might. 6. You feel it. There's a in your mind. 5. Nothing
I'm
happens.
gonna help.
4.
I'm gonna help push.
The room is now pitch black again.
Press the button.
The ringing in the ear
I
immediately
hit the
stops with the button being pushed. 20. The room is white again. 19.
I'm trying
You
to push
push
against the
with
door.
all of your might, still clinging on. You can't let go of that handle. And you just keep pushing, and now you are straining. You won't stop. You have to find a way out of this room. It's not budging. 17.
Yeah, I don't know with
16.
with the
15.
knock not working. Because knock even gets
14.
past magical stuff, so
Room's now
I'm
orange.
not
This is
really
a-
sure.
If this is a
13.
test of faith, then perhaps we'll just have to
12.
wait it out.
11.
Is that what this is?
10.
I don't know.
9. The room is
I
now
can save
pitch
one
black.
person
The runes are starting
if
to
things
flash
go
red.
bad.
Everybody
9.
gather to the center.
8.
Everyone in the pool.
Valen's going
7.
to put a hand on Swift Eye's shoulder and
6.
say, "I'm not going to let you die."
5.
Thank you.
The water starts to rumble. 4.
I'm gonna hold
The
my
rest of
shield
us might die.
and take a defensive stance.
God, I don't
The
want
room
that.
starts to hum. 3.
You die, I die.
It's even hard to communicate at this point. The ringing, the screaming in your ear. 2.
So
The runes
if this room is
and
about
the
to
room
explode, I'm going to cast
start to
Banishment on
flash.
Swift Eye.
All right. On and off, on and off, on and off. The lights keep flashing, the screaming in your ear. Varric, you drop the handle and you grasp your ears. One, there's blackness.
I grab the handle.
There's a pulsating. Nice. You grab it through this screaming in your ear. You boom with instinctual speed. Grab
I'll
it.
put it in the party sheet.
One, the blackness is immense and intense. There's a moment where the ringing kind of stops, and you guys sense this might be what Swift Eye sees all the time. The last one phase. The room is flashing now. The screaming is in just agony in your ear. Silence. You hear. The room immediately lightens. The pool is still. The runes are gone, and both doors are wide open.
See? Have a little faith. Gotta have faith, faith, faith.
Valorant
Yes.
and Barrick, make a perception check.
Perception.
Oh God! God,
Getting some terrible rolls tonight.
that's so good.
While the searing pain was happening, what was everyone else doing? Were you just standing
Pocketing
there?
a handle.
You were pocketing something. Were you kind of kneeling?
Holding my ears.
Swift Eye was just kind of like in a crouched stance, but
Where were your hands?
out in clenched fists,
So
as if ready to punch something near
Awesome.
the button,
gotcha. So
like
as
hovering
you kind
just above the button.
let me see here. I'm gonna look at something. There they are. There they are. Yeah, as you jump back to your feet, make an acrobatics check.
Oh, I'm good at those.
Nice.
Boom.
You punch your hands as the light turns black, and as it fades back to light, relieved, you slam your hands into the water and jump, righting yourself to the feet. Barrick, you're still caught off guard. You don't even know what happened to the handle, but Valorant, out of the corner of your eye, you glance, and her hands, the metal that she wears as a weapon, are now glowing and slowly fade. And they seem to return to normal.
Okay. I hold on to that.
All right. What's everyone else doing? I need to draw these doors open.
The doors.
Them push or pull doors.
They ain't nothing.
Joke's on you. They're sliding glass doors.
They slid in and out of the ground.
I was ready to banish Swift Eye, and then either whenever I died or after a minute, she would have just come back, and all of us would have been dead.
Oh, that would have been great. All right. I think that is a great place to end.
Indeed.
Think so.
How you like the countdown room?
The countdown room.
I don't know what it was doing, but it sure did count down.
Count it down.
Oh, that is my favorite trap ever.
All right, guys. Thanks for the
Good
game.
night.
See ya.